What is up, guys? You got Not the Worst here, bringing you another Black Desert Online video. Today we're taking a look at the new, I guess, open ocean is where it's getting translated from here, but the Great Sea expansion on the Global Lab, which just launched over there. So this, again, like I want to point out when we look at Global Lab notes, in this case we are using a Google translated page, so some of it's going to be a little bit wonky for it, and because of that I'm going to just kind of go over a lot of the talking points, or the major talking points of it, and not necessarily dive down, because some of it starts to not make a whole lot of sense until we get a fully translated version. And then I do have, luckily there's a guy that posted some pretty good information on Reddit that kind of explains stuff, so we'll cover that instead after we take a look at what the patch notes have. Other thing to keep in mind, which I always point out with Global Lab notes, although they are almost always do come over exactly the way that they're presented on Global Lab, there could be things that are tweaked or changed later on. This is just the test server for now. We should probably see it hit Korean servers in the next couple of weeks after the test server has finished testing. So we've got the Ocean Age has now opened, or the Ocean Expanse, or whatever. So now Creo and Papu are on various parts of the island offering exchanges to adventurers, like the Creo's chair that we saw was introduced in the latest installment for the fishing, turning in the broken hooks or whatever it was. Although it's not available yet, it does come with this expansion. Sailors are drifting across from far oceans. There's Okalua's Eyes, legends about secret and gigantic creatures in the deep sea abyss. There's a new bartering system that's going to be set up, something along the lines of trading, but across the sea for barter, and you're exchanging it for different goods. As you can see here, land materials for a tier 1 trade, and then tier 2, so on and so forth, trading goods, and then new ship materials across the board there. Then we also have, obviously, new vessels, equipment, and features. There's a new smaller ship called a cog. It has really low basic durability, and so then, of course, makes it very vulnerable to threats from marine monsters. There's a quick cruise technology that is available by default, and it can no longer be used after the ship is destroyed. It can be manufactured in a couple of ways, at a shipyard phase 2 with the materials listed here, or the Fallen Bell Pirates area with these materials listed here. So then we've got new ship Caravel and frigates have been added, and the ship extension system has been added as well. So we get a couple of pictures of some stuff popping off here, although this looks just like the sailboat. That must have been the Caravel. That's either a word I'm unfamiliar with, or maybe the translation is not quite on point. It's probably a word I don't know. Then we see a new one here. It can be obtained by adding a Fury of sailing ships, and it's more specialized in trade because it has a 30 space inventory and a 15,000 weight. The frigates can be obtained when Etheria escorts are added, and a total of 8 guns are equipped with 4 guns on the side, making the ship more specialized for combat. Both guns cannot be boarded, but they can be fired while driving the ship. You can also fire guns while using navigational skills. Here's the extension listing for there, and we've got the frigate extensions here. There's new equipment for it as well. The Black Dragon Player Award, improved gloves. I'm not sure that one's supposed to be gloves. Mana gun, an asphalt wind sail. Equipment that can be installed on existing Etheria sailing ships and Etheria escort ships will be exchanged according to the equipment grade and reinforcement level from the official server to the upper ship extension material. Let's zip through past those. And where's the big next section? Oh, new Ship Kharak, which can be added from Caravel and Frigate, will be added soon. That thing looks pretty massive. That's pretty cool. Then some improvements on ship movement and sailors for hire. So from what I'm gathering, you can hire sailors that are on your crew. That's how you actually can use the cannons while you're driving. Your sailors can use the cannons, and your team kind of levels up over time while you're using them. Which then you have food, of course, for your sailors, just like you would workers anywhere else. New island, the Eye of Okila. Also, Eye of the Ocean Khan. It's a guild bosses. It's a guild boss that was added to it, and I think that was the last point. And the monsters across it. So now I want to pull this up over here off of the Reddit. Shout out to this homie, Irrelevantly Relevant, who's kind of giving us some talking point notes here that we'll go over to kind of give you a better idea of some of the stuff without the super rough translations. You need to perform a fairly simple quest chain from the Black Spirit to hire the sailors. The quest chain acts as a tutorial for the new system. Available sailor slots can be increased through quests. As far as ship management of ship inventory and equipment is now done at the wharf manager. You can't deposit things into your boat directly now. You can transfer items directly from town storage to boat. Cost about 3.5 to 4.5 million to fully replenish food and power on the new frigate. Operating big boats likely going to be much more expensive, that really massive one we saw. Functionality, food and power is identical to the existing boat power, just more expensive. Food and power costs around 15,000 silver per 1,000 unit of food and power. Sailors can be fed food items similar to workers, not to be confused with boat food and power. That is separate. Seems like cannot use worker food to feed sailors and vice versa. The free sailor food given in the Global Lab requires Pro 1 cooking to craft normally. Remote collection resets food and power on the ship. And reassigning a sailor or checking in a ship with sailors will reset the food of the individual sailor. It costs 3 million to hire a sailor, which can be bought at the new inn in Velia or from Thalasi in Etheria. And the contracting process has a probability of failing, which will also consume the contract regardless. If you fail to hire the sailor will walk out and could no longer be hired for that day. So, surprise, we get some RNG. Sailors can be hired in Velia at the old inn and in Etheria. The new ship Cog can be built in Port Etheria. You can buy the plans from Thalasi at 7 million each. There's two different types of Cog ships. The first one, it's just got two different ingredients. First one has those ingredients there, and then the second one's got materials from the island trade. You can now buy boat gear from Thalasi and Etheria, and the Frigate and Etheria extension plan costs 600 mil and 400 mil respectively purchased from Thalasi and Etheria, so you can get those other parts to upgrade your ship to the new ones, and you can no longer look up ship information of other players' ship. So thanks to this guy, we got a nice little breakdown, a little bit cleaner than what we've got from the Global Lab. I'll of course be covering this when we get either a translated version of this or when it comes out on the Korean servers. Typically we do get translated pages of those when they're released. So let me know what you guys think of the new Ocean expansion. Is there anything you're looking forward to that's we already know is coming, or something that you're hoping that they're adding? What do you think of the sailor system, and how much are you going to be diving into this type of thing? Because this is kind of something we haven't really seen before in Black Desert. Very different from the normal grind your face off until you make enough money to buy something or blow something up. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think. That is going to be it for this video. Be sure to like it if you did enjoy it. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you'll get notifications when new videos do go live. And if you do want to catch us streaming live, we got some enhancement stuff going on this weekend. You can check out the Twitch page. It's in the description below. Head on over there and just drop a follow so you'll get a notification when the stream is live as well. I do typically have a schedule posted as well. I didn't have one for this week since I wasn't going to be streaming this week, but there will be one up for next week's stream schedule as well. So I hope to see you over there. With that said, I want to thank everybody for watching, and I will see you next time.